What's up, everyone? Here we are. I have a pleasure to be here with my professor, Bruno Bastos, the guy who was grading me since I was a white belt. So he's there. So I'm here to actually get some tips for you guys, a little bit of mindset for competition. So please, professor, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, so I think maybe some of you guys know me. I've been in Australia to visit like Daniel two times already. Hopefully after this coronavirus craziness is still this year a third time. So I'm a 50th degree black belt. All right, I'm a 50th degree black belt. I've been black belt for 19 years. I've been training this for 30 years. 22 of those 30 years uh, teaching, and 19 of those 22 as a black belt, right? And I'm the founder of Team Lead BJJ, right? Live every day to achieve your dreams. And I own Bastos Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the headquarters of Team Lead BJJ here in Midland, Texas, United States. So that's who I am. I'm a Daniel's coach. I'm the coach. All right. And Daniel is my first student to achieve black belt coming from the kids belt. So is one thing that is nice to see as well, because sometimes like maybe some of the students don't know that. And Daniel was the first one to achieve the black belt coming from the kids belt on my system.
All right, that's it's a pleasure for me. So, guys, we're gonna start with Professor. The question number one is: I would like to know a little bit if you can give some tips for the last time we spoke. I said white belts, and you say now it's not the white belts. I'm gonna give the tips for actually for everyone. So I'll give for like more tips for the beginners. You know, like for the guys who start thinking about to go for comps. So why you believe the comp is important for them in jiu-jitsu?
First of all, competition is a huge tool to personal development, right? Because regardless of you being like a kid or adult, like you're gonna have to deal under pressure. And like it's not, when I say under pressure, I'm not mean like you pressure yourself, which can happen, and in the every single level of any sport. All right, people that pressure themselves too much. I'm talking about like um, deal under pressure over the situation that you have another trained human being that will be there during that time at this tournament to try to armbar you, footlock you, or choke you, right? So most people, like some are not that the goal. Like some they're gonna join Jiu-Jitsu Academy because they wanna get fit, or they wanna like, or maybe they're new on the city, so they wanna like make friends, or like whatever the case may be, right? Or some like watch UFC and oh, I wanna be UFC world champion, whatever it is. But majority of people that they join as Jiu-Jitsu Academy, they join because as adult they want to learn self-defense, most of the case, right? And as a kids, like they wanna their kids to be able to defend themselves against like a possible bullies, or their kids are already dealing with bullies on the school, you know. Things like that. So what I tell my students, and then everywhere I go for seminars, and I have said that to me when I was in Australia before, and I'm gonna tell you guys again. I was like, which would be a best situation to test if you can defend yourself? Because if you wait for a moment like that, I hope never happened to anybody. But what if you were in an altercation of somebody like walked to your home, or like whatever it is, get you on the parking lot, like whatever it is, and then now you don't know how you're gonna react to that situation. In a tournament, you're gonna have the adrenaline, you're gonna have the nerves, you're gonna have to fight somebody, right? Because you're gonna have you have at least one match, so you're gonna fight somebody, but under a rule set. So you know that like if anything goes wrong, all you do is tap. So like your coach is there, your teammates are there. You don't have to worry because some people are like, oh, but I don't want to embarrass my coach. I don't want to embarrass my man. People they are there for you. People they love you. They like you to like to be around you. They're gonna be there no matter what.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to this way. So I think that's the thing. Like, is a huge tool to personal development. But when it comes to the self-defense aspect, the martial arts aspect, like you're gonna be defend yourself against another trained human being. So that's how you're gonna see like if you can handle another person on a real situation. So that's what I sell uh, for my students as far as a competition like the white belts. They understand that, and that's one of the reasons why like I have like a good competition team all the way from kids to master 7.
Yeah, I get it. That's I completely agree with that. Actually, I kind of after a couple of years that he was coming to Australia and he was telling the people that that's the same way that I use for my guys as well. I believe the competition
Mhm.
like it's a big way to self development as well. All right. So the second question is a lot of people they have different way to prepare themselves for the comp. Like I have my way to prepare myself for my comp. Even if I follow a lot of things that you do, I kind of like I have my way to do, and then all the guy have the other way. So we would like to know how you prepare yourself for competitions. Like how you prepare yourself for competition. But let's divide that questions into how you prepare yourself and how you prepare your student as well. Because sometimes the same way how you prepare yourself, not the same way how you're gonna prepare your student as well. Or maybe it's the same. I
Mhm.
just wanna know how you're thinking about that.
Like um, when I was younger, I would do like 8 to 12 like weekend like training camp. And as a professional athlete, I think it is a good time because like really like the first 2 weeks you kind of like preparing your body for the camp. Then the next 8 weeks is the actual camp, like a lot of hard training, conditioning, all that stuff. And the last 2 weeks where you start to slow down, right? And then get close to the weight that you have to make because like jiu-jitsu is different than MMA, right? Like jiu-jitsu, like you step on the scale and go to the mat. So you already need to get close to your weight. So because you're making weight, then injury is gonna be easier to happen. Like so you need to recover your body as well, like little injury here and there. Is the time just to sharpen up the techniques, the strategy part. Um, but the thing is, like most people that do jiu-jitsu, they do for a hobby, right? So, and then now being 40, like, so is like, is that old? No, 40 is not old at all, but 40 for sure doesn't feel like 30, and then for sure doesn't feel like 20, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, how I prepare myself is, and how I like to prepare my students is like, we always focus a lot on the technique, but it's not technique like, okay, do 20 reps, do 30 reps. It's not that. It's like I call like realistic drilling. And you did a little bit like
I did that.
when you did, especially the last time
I
of
like
the
it.
for no worlds, like where like you have to do the technique with the person moving and reacting, because then you can start figure out the timing of the technique. Because one thing is like me, like just like stats over there, right? And then when you move, me reacting, okay, now that's how I do the technique. So I like to do that a lot, uh, leading up for the competition. And then when it's like 4 weeks before, and then like gonna be 3 weeks, gonna have 3 to normally 3 weeks, but can be up to 5 weeks. Depend on the competition and the size of a group that I have, but no less than 3, no more than 5 weeks of like, so like I remember I was saying, I was talking about 8 weeks of hard training. So
Yeah.
now I do three
Oh,
to five. Now I do 3 to 5 maximum. Why? Because people have a lot of stuff to do, man. And one of my job as a sensei is to understand my student, and then understanding my student, make sure that my student can reach his maximum potential. Doesn't matter what the goal is, but like to talk about competition, I have to understand that a lot of people gonna have job, family, and then like all this, and then like, or maybe it's like it's divorce, and then like the kids there, and then, oh, this weekend I have my kid, or like, oh, coach, I have to travel. I'm gonna be 3 weeks out of town because of work. So I have to be able to put all this together and to adapt to everybody, right? So so that's why 3 to 5 weeks. Because like by the time that that camp starts, I kind of know this everyone's schedule. Is one thing that I make sure like I have a WhatsApp group with the comparators only. So and you're on that group, like we joke around a lot there, but like when it's close to competition, like it's like feedback, because then I know how I have to adjust the training. So I think those 3 to 5, if you are already in shape, those 3 to 5 weeks gonna make you reach your peak, because then you have the week of the tournament where you're gonna relax more. You're gonna make sure that you make weight, and then like you're gonna go over your coach, like make sure like you like the strategies, like the brackets are gonna come up, or like how I go on first match, second match, like things like that. So that's how I like to do it. And man, since I started do that, like I do like Daniel's strength conditioning coach, Lu Vilardo, he does the periodization for my like dojo like training. So I make so that way I have to worry just about the technical part. And so that's why I said like 3 to 5 weeks, and then like man, that's since we started working together 2018, that was something that I was using already, but then it was becoming too much for me. A lot of competitors, I have to think, I have to do everything. Now I'm working with him, so now I have a team with me. Now I have other instructors as well in my school, so I have a team with me, and like the results speak for itself, right? Like that thing that like men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So that's how I've been working, like for me and for my students. I being in Australia, I see like it's the same thing, is the same thing everywhere around the world. Work, family, and then go here and there, and then like you find a way to get your jiu-jitsu training once a day, when you lucky, twice a day, right? So then like I think if people can always be in shape, there's no like, oh, like okay, I'm off season, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. No, like, and then when it comes to those 3 to 5 weeks, you don't gonna get in shape. You have to be in shape, right? Like not like prime shape, but like you have to be in shape, like fit to those 3 to 5 weeks, because then you're gonna reach your peak. Like you saw, like you came here in a good shape. You were here like for 1 week, 10 days,
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks, man. Like, and then like when you made Nogi Worlds, you were like flying, and like no coincidence. Okay, you didn't get gold, but in my view, was your best performance ever as a black belt.
Yes.
You make podium on the weight class, you make the podium on the absolute, and then oh yeah, but oh, I didn't get gold. I understand, like guys, every single division of every single tournament gonna have just one gold medal.
Yeah.
And also like, and then like in a world class tournament, like a world championship, you make the podium class open class, and then like of course the results matter, but more important the results, like the performance for me, like so that was a good example, because you came like already in a good shape, and then you make here and then like click, and then like boom. So I think
Exactly.
uh, if people can follow that, like you have to trust your coach. You have to trust your coach. You have to trust the system, uh, because like if you guys, like you chose Daniel to train with, and then he has accomplished a lot of stuff. So why you gonna follow something online? Why you gonna follow the YouTube? Why you gonna follow the Instagram? Like, oh, for me, doesn't make sense. It's the same thing I tell my students here. what they want to accomplish, I have done. So like I think it's it makes the job easier.
That's true. That's true. I agree. That's awesome. So the next one now, the third one is can you tell me like your main like the main title that you did in your career, and also the major one for your student as well. Like you can pick one or two, whatever. Last time you say three for
Hmm.
yourself, but now we add as well the for your student the a couple that you say like this day was amazing. I know one
Hmm.
already. I know one already, but go for it.
No, like as a comparator, of course, I'm gonna relate put two things in one. Like I like you, Danielle, he knows. Like when I was a kid, all the way to like because like we have like three. I'm 40, you 36, so like no
Okay.
37 now. So 3 years apart, right? So Danielle, like we had the same coach, uh, and then I became his coach when I was 18, right? But like him, like and I wouldn't lose the tournaments, right? All the way kids, juvenile, blue belt, and then purple belt, and then when I was a purple belt, I lost a super fight for Juan Carneiro, nickname Jucão, like of UFC fighter, everything. And then like I lost bad. It was like he scored over 20 points. I scored 4 points. And it was a match that I supposed to win. Like I underestimated him. I didn't know who he was. Like I thought it was like, okay, it's just a match, but I'm gonna go there, win, and then gonna grab my money, and then gonna go home. And then that match destroyed my confidence for a year and a half. So for a year and a half after that, and then I didn't win a single tournament. And I was competing every month. So then I finally won again. And then I won in that celebration, the whole team. So and then I became a brown belt. Then I received my brown belt. So then I received my brown belt. Now I know that I can win. Then I boom, boom. It started when I wouldn't lose. I wouldn't lose again. And then it was 6 months. In the 6 months I competed, I don't know, like 10 times. Winning, winning, winning. Then came the state championship. And then back then you have to qualify every belt to do worlds. And because I didn't win as a purple belt, like anything, because I was losing, like I said. So I had to do the state championship. I had to win to qualify. So on the semi-final of my division, I lost to Xande Ribeiro. And then like, oh, now I have to do the absolute to try to win again to be able to qualify. And then on the final of the absolute, who I faced, Xande again. So now I had that internal battle, like, oh, now I lost again. Oh, does that gonna stop me again from win? And then right there, I decide, no, man, I'm gonna prove to myself that like I'm the guy and I'm gonna win today because it is about me, not about who I'm facing, And then I beat Change on the final, and it was like unforgettable, so those two matches combined, the one that I lost bad with the one that I won, that was my affirmation, because that was kind of like affirmation for me. So I'm gonna put those two together, because you said three, right? And then like of course I have when I close out the episode of No Give with my brother, because man, that's like I don't think we're ever gonna be able to do that again. Like now he's focusing on being referee, all that stuff, and then something like every time that I look at the picture, like picking on my shoulders, like when I remember like we're on the pyramid, like a legendary arena, like man, like everything, and then the martial worlds, because Jean Luc was just born, and so I make the
Yeah.
like carrying the baby, right? So those are like as a comparator. I mean, I have one lot of stuff, but like those are for sure memories. The winner, the loss and win, because those helped me to become the man that I am today, the comparator, the coach, everything. And then those two, like winning, like the close out with my brother, and then like carrying like João Lucas, because was like moments where like it's beyond jiu-jitsu, like the family involved. And then as a coach, man, like when my sister she won the Copa do Mundo World Cup,
Remember what?
CBJJO, because that was like a world championship, and man, was purple to black together, and she was a brown belt, and then she won, and then I promoted to black belt in the podium in Salvador, like you were there in the World Cup, you know. And then year later, year later as a black belt, and then she fought Luana Ozuguia on Copa do Brasil, Brazil Cup, CBGO as well, and then because like wasn't IBJJF, but for who competed, they know how was the level. So was same level or higher as IBJJF,
Sure.
just doesn't have the same name because now CBGO is like it's over now. Everything's IBJJF, right? But because it was my sister, of course, and then like she was my student and sister. Um, my wife winning pants like 2 years in a row, purple and brown belt, like being a full time mom, owning the school, everything.
Don't worry.
Man, she flew Midland, Texas to LA, California on the day of the competition, competed and flew back for the kids.
I know.
Man, like I'm sorry, but F that. And like you have to be like a superwoman to do that, you know, like you have like it's a superhero stuff. Um and then like my son João Lucas winning Kids
That's
this
what I
year.
told
Oh
myself.
my god.
Okay. That was amazing.
I have to it's hard.
Yeah.
That one is hard to try. But man, so that because like for me it was like a full circle, like everything that I have done, and then people like recognize me or pictures or signing here, sign there, and then when he was there because he wanted to be there, wasn't me telling him to be there, wasn't his mom telling him to be there, like it was his choice.
I remember the day that we was in the car in
Mm-hmm.
in December, I think in America, when he told you that I want to come to compete the Kids, and he said, I'm going to take you, going to be me and you. I remember the day.
Mm-hmm.
He told,
Yeah, man. And then like so for me it's like a full circle, you know, because like I could accomplish like huge titles on the sport, and then you know, so for me was that, and then like so. But I spoke just about family. So when it goes outside of my family, every time that man I had a student winning like a world championship, doesn't matter if it was worlds, if it was master worlds or no Gil worlds, because like you know how I am, I'm committed like 200% for my students.
yeah.
So I'm gonna require the same commitment from them because if you tell me that you want to achieve something, then I'm all in, and then it has to be two-way street. Like I cannot want something more than you want, right? So like how much they put on training because I was on them all the time, and then see they're achieving things like going through sacrifices. Those are priceless for sure. And then every team title that we get,
Nice.
like every trophy that we get team title, and there is not it's not like again men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
There's a lot.
Top 10 team in the world, number 9, only
You.
only 3.5 years old. Only 3.5 years old.
So that's what was all the three, and then for the last one, I would like to you please like sending a message for us from collective here from all the affiliation schools and team in
Hmm.
Australia. So just like we can't wait to have you here again. So just sending me a message, and I'm gonna let you go to sleep. It's a little bit late.
Yeah. Yeah, on this coronavirus craziness, it is really not time to sleep, right? Like now it is like 11 something.
And the kids.
And man, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to sleep for sure because I was kind of like, oh, but now I'm talking to you, like, boom, like, you know, got excited. But like the thing is, like, guys, like we're going through something now that we have no control, right? And then one of the things that you just to teach us is resilience, you know. So we have to be patient and do whatever what we can do, things that are in our control, and then hopefully like that gonna be soon like over gonna be over like soon, you know. And when all that happens, life gonna get back to normal. I think is a great opportunity to people be grateful for what they have, and the motto of our team, like live every day to achieve your dreams, is exactly that, you know. So be grateful for what you have, make sure that you enjoy life, live every day to achieve your dreams, and like if everything goes right, I'm gonna be with you guys before the end of the year. I really want to make that happen because that would be Professor Daniel fourth degree. So yeah, yeah, I didn't forget. So I think that would be awesome if you can make that happen. Like it's not in our control. Maybe we're gonna have next year. We don't know, but I really wanna we be able to make this year, and then like it'd be awesome to have everybody together. Because I think now more than ever people gonna understand the importance of celebrate life. You
Yeah,
know because thing like you see how small you are, like one thing comes like from nowhere, and now nobody know how to deal with this
yeah.
you know so celebrate life, enjoy, be grateful, and then live every day to achieve your dreams.
Good.
Oh,
Let me get my production. My they come with the last question here, which is very very important as well. Uh, if you're still training during the quarantine, if you're still doing something, just like important, I
mhm.
think for everyone, understand.
I do because like of course this is my life, right? It's not my job, it's my life. It's two different things. Some people that have jiu-jitsu as a job, some people that have jiu-jitsu as a hobby. I have jiu-jitsu as my life. That's my life. So, but what I tell my students is, man, you sign yourself, so you commit yourself for something, right? Quarantine, 24 hours every day. So I know that you guys doing online classes as well. So if you cannot separate 1 hour, again, 1 hour of your day to do something that's gonna make you better, and it is jiu-jitsu, then I'm gonna question your commitment to jiu-jitsu and to improve yourself. Because this is a self-improvement. So I understand that, like, priorities, family, kid, like, I understand all that. Like, people still working from home, I understand all that. But in 24-hour day, like 1 hour, that's all we ask. 1 hour, you separate that, because that's to take care of yourself, keep yourself healthy physically and mentally, right? So you can keep improve yourself. You can work better. You can take care of your family better, and then everything is better. So like that's what I tell my students, like 24 hours of the day, man. It's just 1 hour. So that's for you. I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for you to do that because they're gonna help you. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Professor Bruno. It's a pleasure to me to share a little bit of your knowledge with my student here as well. I'm probably going to be using the same video to put
Mm-hmm.
on my channel as well, put on the YouTube. So,
Mm-hmm.
valeu,
Daniel.